What's up, YouTube? Hi. Hello YouTube friends, welcome back to my channel. All right, how to stay fit on vacation, how to avoid the vacation bloat. So what you guys are doing before really is going to dictate and play a huge role into what happens during your vacation. Are probably already restricting ourselves and not eating certain things or even drinking before vacation to really get that vacation body. And then by the time we get to vacation and then we have all these goodies and excitement and fun and partying or whatever it is that you're doing right in our faces, and because you have been restricting yourselves, a lot of you just end up binging and going crazy, which of course you're gonna get bloating, you're gonna get weight gain, you're gonna get water retention. It's really gonna take a toll on your body by the time you finish your vacation and get back to real life. So the key is already have a balance before you even go on vacation. That is the trick. That is the key right there, is having a good balance between everything before you even go. So when you do let loose a little bit, it's not going to make such a significant difference or huge changes in your body during vacation and after vacation. So if you got a vacation coming up and you know how long you have, don't go on this crazy extreme diet where you are restricting every single carb, every single alcoholic drink, every single little sugar, and doing all this crazy amount of overtraining. Don't be doing all that right before we plan it out. That is the thing. Plan it out. You know when your vacation is. Plan it out. Structure a training program, a nutrition program without major restrictions and overtraining, and have that balance leading up to your vacation. I promise you, if you have that, it's going to be more effortless on you to maintain your physique during vacation and after vacation, and you can still enjoy yourself. First thing you need to start with, plan it out. You know when your vacation is, however many weeks or months it is until that vacation. Structure a nutrition and a training program that is a good balance, that is not just destroying yourself. Once you have that good balance, keep that balance, stay consistent leading up to vacation. Are you gonna work out or not? You need to decide that before. And even if you did have your clothes and all your supplements and stuff and you decided last minute, no, I'm not gonna work out, that's okay. So if you did decide you wanted to work out on vacation, at least you have your stuff. Every vacation is gonna vary from person to person where you go. It can be a cruise, just like I did, or it can be Hawaii. It could be a destination where you're actually somewhere, you're on a resort. Maybe you're doing your own thing, you're renting a house, Airbnb, you're buying your own food, or you are on a resort or a cruise and you have the food there already for you. You don't have to do any shopping. A lot of times you might be in more of a place where it's city destination, and you have all these restaurants and things like that that are to your disposal. It depends on your vacation and what is available to you and what is not available to you, and it also depends on what you're doing. I personally went into my cruise with the idea that I'm gonna work out and stick to my routine that I've always been doing. But by the time the first day that we started vacation, I was like, I don't want to work out. Why work out? That's what I do at home. It's just like, that kind of defeats the purpose of a vacation. A vacation is taking a vacation from your routine. So I had my stuff with me. I packed protein powder, I packed my bands, I packed gym clothes, I packed my supplements, so like my fiber, and I packed everything that I would normally do if I was going to the gym here at home for the trip. And I consolidated it. I did it in little baggies and made sure it fit into my bag. But by the time the second day, I was like, I'm not working out. Nope. There's other things that I can do to get exercise. Wherever you're vacationing, it's planning beforehand. If you really want to, look around, find out what restaurants are there, what foods are going to be available for you, look up reviews, read people's reviews on the food and what the options are. You know, it's planning ahead of time, it's preparing. Now, I didn't plan at all or research what kind of food we were going to have. I was just going into it being like, well, whatever's there, I'm gonna work with it. I'm gonna figure it out. I'll make it work. That's how I usually go into everything. I was like, whatever is available to me, I'm gonna make it work some way or somehow. I did eat pizza a lot. Pizza and waffles were my choice. That whole cruise, I ate a lot of pizza actually. But I ended up doing pizza as like my carbs because of how much pizza I ate.
Yeah. Can I get more? Yeah, you're good.
Making healthy, wise decisions on your food choices, and also having self-control and not going overboard. Practicing self-control when you're on vacation and not eating for 5 people in one sitting. And I applied the same guideline and rules that I had for myself here at home on the cruise as well. I allowed myself at least one, cheat a day, and then stuck with whole nutrient dense, raw foods like vegetables, potatoes, rice, fruit, as much fresh as I could the whole day. Now, I didn't eat as much as I normally would here at home because we were constantly doing stuff, and of course we were drinking too. So it was kind of like, all right, well, we're just gonna stick with fruits and vegetables and my potatoes and my chicken and things like that. And they had a lot of really good dishes that were like, just the way they seasoned them, the way they prepared them, they were really good. So it wasn't like I was just eating plain chicken or plain potatoes or plain rice. They had a mixture of stuff. So it, so you're still so it was still enjoyable. It wasn't just straight blah. So I applied that pretty much the whole cruise, and there was maybe 1 or 2 days that I had a second item, but again, I kept serving sizes. That was also the key. I didn't go overboard with those items. I was like, I have one, that's it. And if I did it again, I had one and that was it. So that, it was just balance, and it was practicing self-control. Don't get me wrong, you guys, there was many times I was like, dude, I just want to stuff my face in all these desserts. I just wanted to go crazy. But then I kind of thought about it. I'm like, well, I know what the consequences will be. I'll probably end up bloated, or I'll probably end up with like a sugar high and then a crash. And then I just feel like crappy, and I didn't want to feel that way. So I kept that in mind of, well, if you're going to do this, you have to accept the consequences of what would happen afterward. If you're looking at a menu, it's the same thing as looking at your options. Maybe, asking for your dressings on the side, asking for, grilled versus fried, things like that. Now, if you just want to go full crazy, you want the fried, you want everything, and it doesn't matter to you, more power to you. We all know that. We've all experienced it at some point or another, and we're not happy with the way we look or how we feel because of our choices in food or alcohol or not working out or whatever it may be. Now, if you don't have the buffet style or just food just free to grab in front of you, but you're actually either having to shop for your food or pay for your food either through restaurants or grocery stores, the same thing applies, is choosing wisely, choosing healthier choices, and picking and choosing, having a balance between your whole nutrient raw foods, healthy foods, nutrient dense foods, and also your cheats, your processed items, your processed foods, your sugars, your breads and stuff. It's a balance no matter what it is. It's not that hard. It's just whatever's presented in front of you, it's just going off of that. The same rule still applies to everything in front of you. Like, there's times that we did eat at restaurants and I'd look on the menu, and if I didn't see that many choices, they didn't have that many choices for you to pick nutrient dense foods from, but you're just better off just to go with vegetables when it comes to things like that. Do not be afraid to ask and request what you want for you. A lot of people don't because they feel bad. Oh, they're gonna put that person out. That's for you. They're there to serve you. You paid for it, so get what you want. So get what you paid for. There's been times that would be like super busy, and I'd be like, well, I can't really it would be kind of like inconvenient to the bartenders and all the other people if I'm like getting all like special with my food or my drinks. So I would go for the most basic, straightforward vodka water. you know, salad, you know, instead of sitting there and being like, can you do this? And if you're in those cases, just go with the most basic, straightforward. But if you do have a little bit more time and there is more time allotted for that you can nitpick a little bit, go for it. But again, don't feel bad for choosing what's best for you and for what you want. I would say at least like 80% healthy foods, and then the rest of the 20%, you know, splurge, enjoy yourself. I did not track. I did not measure anything. I just, you know, I didn't eat until I was full, like stuffed. Even if I did, I was like, oh, I could eat more. I just went, no, just sit, let it settle a minute. By the time I let it settle, which is usually could be with 10-15 minutes, then I was like, actually, I'm not even that hungry. So a lot of us eat so fast, and then we're like, we need more, and then we go get more, and then we eat more, and then we end up being like, oh my God. I've done that many times myself. But on the cruise, because of how much free food there was, the buffet style, I was like, okay, eat, let myself settle. And by the time I let myself settle, I was like, I'm actually good, I don't need any more. So let your food settle before you go get seconds. Two poached eggs, just by itself. Thank you. No? Good, thank you.
Yes, sir. You have one more, right? You ordered two, right? Okay.
This one, yummy. And then some French toast. Look how yummy that looks. So I did feel like a sausage today. So I got myself a sausage. It's like mapley. Did you try that?
I already had some.
You had one? It's good. So this, for example, would be like the splurge. Whipped cream, caramelized bananas, syrup, French toast. I don't normally drink, you guys. If I do, it's maybe a glass of wine, maybe at dinner. But other than that, I don't drink. It's just not something that has been a part of my life, and it's not something that I just do every weekend. I'm one of those people, instead of going to the bar, I'd rather go on a hike. I've always been that way. I've established that with myself. So I'm not a big drinker, but I do like to have fun, and I do like to drink and enjoy myself. So when I went into this cruise going, yeah, I want to drink, I'm gonna party.
Let me again.
We ended up having, it was the premium package, which is your drinks are all included up to like a $12 a drink. So that means you can drink a lot. And I wanted like the really good alcohol. I didn't want the crappy, cheap liquor. So I drank Grey Goose pretty much the whole time, at the top shelf, just only because of not only taste, but how it makes you feel too. I kind of like played around with my drinks. So I'm a big water vodka person, and I'll do like squeeze a lime in there. It's kind of blah, there's not much flavor to it. It's not like yummy. I guess to me it is, because I like very simple, very plain drinks. I don't like the really sugary stuff, because the sugary stuff just makes you feel like crap, especially if you drink a lot of them. So I went into this cruise going, yeah, I'm gonna do vodka water like I normally do with the lime, or tonic water or sparkling water if I want the carbonation. But that's usually would be my choice. But I found when I was like in the heat, in the sun, it wasn't exciting. I would drink it and I'd be like, I'm kind of over it. So they kept doing like specials, like the drink of the day, and some of them I didn't like very much at all. I was like, ugh. So I ended up being a Bloody Mary person. I did a lot of Bloody Marys, spicy Bloody Marys. So I did a lot of those. There was a drink of the day, like the third day in, that was vodka, sparkling wine, and orange juice. Oh my gosh. They called it a Paris screwdriver. I was obsessed with that drink. So I actually did that almost the majority of the time. So
Yeah, that's her.
and then I did throw my vodka waters in there depending on, you know, what we were doing. If we're at dinner or something like that, I'd have that. That would be the option. So I tried a margarita one time. Again, it was just too much, just the way some of the bartenders make them. They make them too sweet. I tried a lot of other different drinks. I couldn't do the super sweet stuff, the stuff that was so so saturated with the sugary mixes. I just couldn't do it. I did not track my alcohol, again, because I hardly drink. I'm a cheap date, so I didn't need that much. So I would be sipping my drinks. Out of a full day, starting like maybe in the morning with the Bloody Marys, I maybe have 2 or 3, and then going into the afternoon, evening, I probably have another like 3, 4. So I maybe had 8 drinks, but it always was different on each day. There was one day we didn't even drink at all. We just kind of enjoyed the day and relaxed a little bit. So I would just sip, because if I drank it way too fast, then I'd be done. I'd be probably way too drunk and pass out. The biggest key to this was for every drink that I had, I drank a bottled water. Really good balance, but it also kept me hydrated, because if you guys know, alcohol will dehydrate you. And then if you're eating crappy on top of that, that's where you get water retention from. Your body does crazy things to try to protect itself because of what you're doing to it. So when you have that balance, you actually avoid the bloat, you avoid the water retention, the swelling in your body. So I just had that balance. For every drink, I had a bottled water. And then I would drink extra water when I go to bed at night. And then the first thing I would do when I wake up, I would drink water. So I always had water on hand, and I was always hydrating myself on top of dehydrating myself with alcohol. For whatever you drink, counterbalance that with water. You're gonna go longer, you're gonna feel better, and you're not gonna get just belligerently drunk where you pass out and then you're gonna have the hangover the next day. And the only way to cure that is you're just gonna go eat crappy food and get drunk again, and then it just starts having this domino effect. It just keeps adding on to each other. So by the time you're like maybe 4 days in, you're like, I can't do it anymore. And I always carried a bag around with me everywhere, so I just had a couple bottled waters in there. I brought my shaker cup with me, so I would fill that up at the buffet or wherever you can get water. I'd fill it up with water, and I'd always have water on hand, so that was the key. I always had water. A lot of you might think, well, if I don't work out, I'm gonna gain weight, I'm gonna lose progress. No, you're not. If anything, you're gonna do opposite of that. I actually lost weight from this trip, but it's because I gave my body that break from that ritual, that routine that I was doing and trying to stay on point, that my body was like, oh, it kind of reset in a way. Again, it goes back to what you're doing before vacation. That's how your body's gonna respond during vacation and after. Balance. That is probably the key word for this video, for everything, balance. Because I still wanted to get some exercise. I just took, if you have, walk as much as you can to wherever your destination is. If it's not that far, walk. I took the stairs on the cruise pretty much everywhere. I remember a lot of times I'd be like, I'm gonna take the stairs, and Nick would be like, really? And he'd be like, well, I'm going to the elevator. So I would take the stairs, and it wasn't really that far, honestly, to different levels. So I just took the stairs as much as I could. Babe is taking the elevator down. I'm taking the stairs. We're gonna see who wins. I ran down the stairs though. I won. What are you gonna give me?
Man.
But people underestimate taking the stairs. You know, they always take the elevator because it's quicker. The elevators were always pretty packed, so for me, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna end up getting to my destination on this ship quicker than if I took the elevator. And sure enough, every time I did, I was always to where I wanted to be a lot quicker. Sometimes I'd be running stairs though. I would be running them just because it sounded fun. But that was my exercise for a majority of the trip, was just taking the stairs and walking pretty much everywhere we were going. The first couple days it was weird because I had a routine, and it was weird to be like, oh, I need to go to the gym, because that's what I always did. So, but I had to tell myself, you're on vacation, it's only a week, you're gonna be fine. So I have those thoughts too, and a lot of it just comes down to the comfort you are in your routine, and that's all it was. I just told myself, dude, just relax, let loose. This is the purpose of the vacation. Do it! Then you can get back on your routine when you get home. So once after a couple days, then I was like, oh, this is actually really nice. Sleeping in, just going and enjoying ourselves. And I really wanted to take advantage of all the, the ports we were going to, and seeing things, and then just getting involved in a lot of different things that were on the ship. So that's why I was like, you know what, we pay for this, we gotta get what we pay for. The reason for vacation is for you to take off from your routine and enjoy yourself. Reward yourself for everything you've done leading up to that vacation. So you're not gonna lose progress, you're not gonna gain weight. A lot of people think they gain weight, but a lot of it comes from the swelling and water retention from food or alcohol, flying. I used to be a culprit for that when I would fly. I'd come back and my fingers would always be so swollen from flying, but I was always dehydrated. So being this trip that I stayed hydrated, I never had a problem with the swelling of my hands or my feet. So again, you guys, this is just basically a guide and some tools that you guys can take whatever you want from it and apply it to you if you want. Otherwise, if you don't care, it's your vacation and you just want to go full board, you want to binge and you want to eat all the bad foods and drink all the bad drinks, and you just don't give a crap, go for it, because it all comes down to what makes you happy, what makes you feel good. Enjoy your vacation the way you want to enjoy it. This is where you guys have to decide for you what you want for yourself. It's not me telling you this is the only way to do it and this is how you do it. Shame on you. This is just giving you a guide and some tools and some advice to take with you, so if you really want to follow the same path that I did, you can. Plan and prepare before your vacation. Don't try to kill yourself in over-exercising and restricting yourself too much, because when you do go enjoy yourself on trip, your body's gonna react to that. You might gain water retention, you might gain a bloat like right away, the first day that you're there. So having a good balance leading up to your vacation. So planning and preparing. If you want, do a little bit of research on where you're going and what foods are available to you, if a gym's available to you. So doing a little bit of research on that. Decide if you're gonna work out or not on the trip. If you're not gonna work out, like I said, take stairs where you go. Don't take the elevator everywhere. Try to walk to a lot of locations if you can, or maybe ride a bike, or whatever it is that is available to you, what your options are depending on where your vacation is. Just be moving. Moving is exercise. It doesn't have to be specifically in the gym. Just getting yourself moving, getting your heart rate up, just walking, running somewhere, just run up those stairs really quick. Food choices, having that balance. Keep 80% of really nutrient-dense whole foods, such as vegetables and fruits, and potatoes and rice and oatmeals and things like that, versus just eating tons and tons of pasta and pastries and breads, white breads that are loaded with either cheese or butters and things like that. You could still enjoy those things, but not take up the majority of your diet on your vacation, unless you want to. So you're just gonna have to make that decision for yourself. Or maybe take one full day where you just go crazy, and then the rest of your trip, you have a little bit more balance and self-control. Alcoholic drinks is just trying to choose top shelf liquors. If you drink liquor, a lot of people like beers. Just to balance every drink with water, you know, a glass of water, a bottled water, just staying hydrated while you're drinking too. You know, trying to stay away from those sugary, overly saturated sugary drinks. So it just comes down to what you want for you, and just know that certain things, if you know how your body's gonna react to certain things, just accept that that's what's gonna happen after you make that choice and you follow through with that choice. You don't gain weight. You might gain water weight on vacation, but you don't actually gain fat. Okay, it takes a lot longer for you to actually put on weight. And that, again, like I said, after vacation, it's what you do after that too. What you do leading up vacation and what you do after. If you continue to eat and drink the same way you did on vacation, of course, you're gonna gain weight eventually. But if you just get back on track and you have that get back on balance again after vacation, your body's going to balance back out and you're gonna be right back where you were before vacation. Balance is the key word for this video, you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys on my next Bride Diaries video. And I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. Please put a thumbs up on this video if you liked it. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Enjoy your vacations.